What's going on, everyone? Welcome to Lego Brick Adventures and our coverage of Lego Batman the video game. We'll be covering the entire game beginning to end 100%. And without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so this is the Scarecrow level. That plane crash was quite a thrill, don't you think? Now, where are we? Ah, Gotham Art Gallery. Beautiful, Scarecrow, just beautiful. No, not the paintings. My lovely grinning face. Hee hee hee. Alrighty. Oh crap, this is continuing. This little B story that got going on here. So that's after Batman and Robin attacked Joker. So this whole story doesn't take place before the Batman and Robin thing. Only the Riddler's one seemed to. Interesting. Alright. So now we are Joker and Scarecrow. They both can't double jump. They both face plant. It's kind of funny. Scarecrow seems to be hand-to-hand combat. No weapon. Not really sure what that's about. He just kind of convulses for a second. And he just kind of face plants when he tries his jump. I'm shocked there's no green steps. Really thought he'd be immune to toxic waste, but I guess not. There's a lot of different iterations of Scarecrow. There's ones that are just a guy with fear gas. There's others that are like actually monsters. But I mean, take a shot every time I say it, but the animated series, they did it. They did it best. The iterations of all those villains, all those heroes they introduced, the animated series really knew how to handle Batman lore. To the point where it created Batman lore. Like, if you're going to tell me the animated series didn't make, if you're a fan of Harley Quinn, thank the animated series. That the Harley Quinn wouldn't exist without Batman the Animated Series. Yo, what's up, Dragon? How is Brick? Brick is doing well. Brick is doing great. Brick is playing Lego Batman because that is Brick's job. Yeah, I'm doing well. How are you? What was I saying before? But yeah, if you were a fan of Harley Quinn or honestly any Batman villain, they all got spotlights in the animated series. Not one villain was like pushed to the side. Can Scarecrow do anything besides fear gas? Is that all he does? I'm switching to Joker then. Joker's got better moves. I do kind of wish there was a way to use the laughing gas, but I understand that it's cutscene. It's cutscene only. You do the joy buzzer, it's kind of cool, but I kind of wish you could do the laughing gas. Doing okay, sad to say, not a huge DC Comics fan. That's okay. That is understandable. I take no offense, really. There have been conversations where I'll have with people that are not fans of DC Comics, and it's still like I still enjoy talking about DC with them. It's just it's a fun topic to just chat about. Like, you're not exactly gonna be whatchamacallit. Okay, I need you to stand there and you to turn on the no, Joker. You stand there. Thank you. you're not exactly going to be like breaking any ground talking about DC Comics with a non-DC comic fan, but there are definitely interesting topics on both sides. I feel like I really feel like if you took the time and like sort of found a common interest, but dang it, stupid slip and slide mechanic or something. I don't know. I need you to come back down, dude. Thank you. All right, so you. Then I need to do that. And then I need to jump. There we go. Cool. But yeah, I think if like I'm not saying like, oh, you gotta read the comics to understand what people are talking about. You don't, because I have friends who don't read the comics and I can still have conversations with them. And I mean there's so many different layers to DC Comics lore. Like there's no one way to enjoy DC Comics. If you're strictly a comic person, that if you like only know from the games, the TV shows, the movies, like multiple choices, like there's no one way of doing it. Everyone has their own connection to DC, and if you're not a fan of DC at all, then I mean, that's fine too. I mean, it's for everyone, but it's not for everyone. If you get what I'm saying, like there's no requirements. Like it's not like, oh, you're not a DC Comics fan if you haven't done this, and this. No, you could be born yesterday and you could be a DC Comics fan. Be kind of odd, but you could do it. I don't mind Batman. Catwoman was always fun. Harley Quinn's cute, but to me, they didn't have the wow factor of in the story threads captivate me. There is, and DC has done that well, and the story is interesting to a point, but not my wow factor. So, gotcha. Okay, yeah, that's fair. No, I completely understand. I've recently been getting into reading a lot of Marvel comics because I didn't do a lot of that growing up. I read a lot of DC comics growing up, so I am I not able to make that jump? What is the point of this being here? Am I missing something? I'm missing something. There's a piece of the puzzle. Hey, Claire. There's a piece of the puzzle that I'm not seeing, and it is annoying me. But yeah, I'm kind of both sides. I don't really have like, oh, this is better than this. Yeah, I'm missing a piece of the puzzle here. Okay, so is it this? I can't push these. I can't shoot that. My guns seem to want to be drawn to it though, so there's something I can do here. Man, I am blanking hardcore right now. Can you tell I haven't played this level in a decade? I have not played Lego Batman, specifically the Joker's chapter. I don't think I've played this since 2010. Maybe like around 2015 when I got my hands on the game again. I don't know if I made it this far though. I think I played Lego Batman's story missions, episodes 1 and 2, and then I played Riddler's, but I don't think I played a whole lot afterwards. So I feel like this is as far as I've gotten in a long time. Like, probably 2008, maybe 9. What am I missing? I can't make that jump. No matter how hard I try, I can't make that jump. I feel like it's got something to do with this. Can't break the painting. Well, hang on a second. Can I do anything here? Oh, okay. I just had to... Okay, cool. Oh no, cops! Joy buzzer. Joy buzzer. Joy buzzer. Joy buzzer. Joy buzzer. Ah, dang it. Broke my combo. Kind of messed up if you think about it. I've just taken the money off their corpses. My first Marvel love was Iceman, which is in about way got me into Alpha Flight, which introduced me to Wolverine. Shocker, X-Men wasn't his first group. Then I found Ghost Rider, and I was like, Ghost Rider is awesome. I love Ghost Rider. My introduction to Marvel. Funny story about that, actually. I know it's weird to talk about that while playing Lego Batman, but here's this story. I was in the 4th grade, I think. 4th or 5th, I can't remember. I was either in elementary school or moving on to what my county had. We had intermediate school for some weird reason. We had K through 4, and then 5, 6, and then middle school was 7, 8, and then high school was 9 through 12. Like, it was so weird. I've never seen any other school system do it. But my introduction to Marvel, I was invited to a movie night with 2 of my friends and like 12 people I didn't know because I wasn't very social in school. And we were watching Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I was absolutely terrified. There were some scenes in there that I did not expect. I didn't really know what I was really getting into. I was definitely... Whoops. Ad break. Then I will wait to continue the story. Where? Oh, wow. SWAT team, get down! Yeah, link in the Discord. Nice job, Clara. Yeah, join the Brick Squad. Join the Brick Squad. It's a blast. We talk about the weirdest things. Yeah, join the Discord. Alright, back from break. Cool. Alright, so where was I? So yeah, I was invited to a movie night in 4th or 5th grade with 2 of my friends and like 12 people I had never met before because they were friends with them and I wasn't very sociable in school. We were watching... All good. Yeah, that's fine. We were watching the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies. And fly, get out of here. I had never seen it at the time. And I was absolutely terrified. Because I didn't know what I was getting into. I didn't know what this was. I just saw Spider-Man, and I vaguely knew that name. I'm like, oh yeah, Marvel. I'm okay with Marvel. I've seen a couple animated shows. So I was like, this is interesting. But speaking of Discord, you forgot to post in yours. You were, oh my god, I keep forgetting to do that. Hang on. I keep forgetting to do that. Ha ha ha. No problem, I can totally fix that. I just gotta do this. This. Do. Fixed. Man, I posted it everywhere else except for my Discord. Keep forgetting to do that. But yeah, I had never. So I knew who Spider Man was, obviously, but I didn't know like what this movie was gonna be because I had just seen a few animated shows. I'd watched, I think, like a few episodes of the X-Men cartoon. I'd probably been like in and out with Avengers. I think it was called Earth's Mightiest Heroes was the cartoon name at the time before it became Avengers Assemble. So I wasn't really like well versed in Marvel. So when we sat down, I got to his house, and it was a sleepover kind of thing. And we sat down to watch this movie, and I was terrified at a lot of scenes in this thing. Now, granted, I understand that it's not something that you would normally be. Oh, I thought that was fear gas. That's just gas. All right, Joker, you do it. I didn't realize it was fear gas. I thought it was fear gas. Um, I realize it's not something I should necessarily be afraid of because looking back at it, the scenes weren't that scary. They were kind of cheesy for 2002. But I will say that not knowing anything about the movie, going in completely blind, I was not prepared. Genuinely not prepared. The Green Goblin transformation scene got me. Um, the oh man, so many scenes in that movie, but I'm trying to like narrow in on the ones that like actually got me. I don't think there were a whole lot of scenes, but there were definitely enough that I asked my friend Donovan. I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I sit out the rest of this movie?" He's like, "You good?" I'm like, "Yeah, I just don't think this is for me." He's like, "Okay, that's cool, man." And I went into like the side room. I had brought my Game Boy with me, and I was playing. I think at the time I was still obsessed with I was in my Power Rangers phase, so I think I was playing a Power Rangers game on my phone, on my Game Boy. Pretty sure it was Dino Thunder because it was the only one I owned on Game Boy. But I like opted out for the rest of the movie. I think I stopped watching around the time Green Goblin hit the parade, which I know that's like one of the most iconic parts of that scene. Like you get a Spider-Man versus Goblin fight, you get some iconic lines, some funny banter. I was terrified, so I did not want to finish the movie. Since then, I've seen that movie. I've seen all three Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies at least 10 times apiece. Andrew Garfield's I've seen 6 times apiece, and the Tom Holland ones I've seen four, four apiece, I believe. I know I've seen No Way Home more than all the other ones, but I've seen. Uh, I know I've seen No Way Home more than Far From Home and Homecoming, but I've seen the Tobey Maguire movies the most out of all of them because I love Spider-Man 2. That is probably my favorite Spider-Man movie because as much as I love No Way Home, it was, I mean, it was great, but it wasn't, I wouldn't call it a Spider-Man movie. I'd call it a Spider-Man. You know, it's kind of the whole thing with it. Um, I get that age appropriate is always a thing, and not everyone in age are ready for the same type of film experience. Yeah, exactly. I will say though, this is going to sound hypocritical or something, but I saw some R-rated Marvel stuff at a very young age. Like I watched Blade way before I was technically supposed to. So I mean, it's it's pros and cons to stuff like this. I myself don't think that I put a lot of I put a lot of time into watching movies growing up because I mostly just played video games and, well, actually, I read a lot when I was little. I don't really do a whole lot of that anymore. I probably should get back into reading, but I don't really do a whole lot of that. But I personally don't, like, I didn't watch a lot of movies growing up. So I didn't put a lot of time into finding the ones I wanted to really, really, immerse myself in. Because for the most part, the movies I watched, if they weren't MCU, they, they were like one-offs. Like I've seen like maybe in the past few years something that's not Disney or like a big corporation or a big series. I think I've seen maybe 3 movies that aren't part of that. Like everything I've seen recently have just been because they're part of like a bigger thing. Yo, what's up, Josh? Welcome back. Welcome to the stream. What is up, Josh? Sorry, a lot of things going in chat. Lion Witch in the Wardrobe was so scared of her. Oh my god. Chronicles of Narnia? Oh man. That. Who? I don't actually I don't remember when I saw that. I did see it, but I honestly don't remember when I saw that movie. You're still alive? I Yeah, I genuinely don't remember when I saw Chronicles of Narnia. And I also, for the longest time, granted I know now, I thought Lion Witch in the Wardrobe was the first in the series. I had never heard of these books. I was just like, I don't know, it's a cool movie. And my sister's like, they're books. And I'm like, there's books of these? And she's like, oh my gosh. So, I will say that I did know Harry Potter were books before movies. So I'm not a total loss there. Not a total lost cause, but I will say that I did not know Narnia was a book series before there were movies. It's the thing with book to film adaptations. A lot of people read all the books, some hits, some misses. Gotcha. Some people say that they don't like book to film adaptations because they cut stuff out or they don't do it right. For me, my take on it is if the book is better than the movie, then people are going to go and read the book. Especially people like me who didn't know there were books. I remember watching the Percy Jackson live action. I guess I should just, there's only one live action. It's live action. The Percy Jackson movie, and there was definitely some scenes I was terrified of because I was a kid and Miss Dodds is a thing of nightmares. But I genuinely enjoyed the movie itself. But when I found out that that it was classified as a bad adaptation, I was like, what do you mean? And my sister's like, there's books. And I'm like, there's books of this? And she's like, yeah, there's 5 books in the series. And I'm like, holy crap, I should read those. And I never did. Until the Percy Jackson TV show on Disney Plus had been announced. And when Walker Scobell had announced that he was being cast as Percy, I was like, that's such a interesting casting. I'm very intrigued in how that's going to work out. The first trailer was, everyone was claiming that it was so, like, it like the first trailer matched the book so well. So I was like, okay, well, let me give the first episode a shot, and if I like the episode, maybe I'll give the book a try. And the first episode was absolutely incredible. So I was like, all right, cool, I'm buying the book. Funny story on that one, actually. I impulse bought the box set. Actually, I've got it right here. Right next to my desk because it's sitting right under my desk where I stream. I have the box set of the Percy Jackson and the Olympians Ultimate Collection, all 5 books. But you'll notice that is not the normal cover. Because I accidentally purchased the UK version. Because I did not read the description on Amazon when I bought the box set. And the best part of this is how I figured out it was UK, because, spoilers if you haven't read Percy Jackson, there's a scene in the first book where Percy is falling from the St. Louis Arch, and he says he's meters below. And I was like, meters below? And I turned to my sister, I'm like, hey, was Rick Riordan British? And she's like, no. And I'm like, well, why is he using the metric system? And she's like, he shouldn't be. So then we looked at the copyright sticker, and it says Penguin Publishing UK on the book in big bold letters. I don't know how I missed that. I legit went through a quarter of the book until I realized I had purchased the British version. Now, granted, it's the same story. There's some translations, obviously, but it's the same. It's the same story, so I still got all the elements. But I jumped the gun so fast because I didn't want to have to wait for season 2 to read book 2. What was I saying? So my sister was like, you're gonna finish book 1 before season 2 is even greenlit. So maybe just buy all 5 books. And I'm like, you know what? Bet, I will do that. So I just went on Amazon, typed in Percy Jackson and the Olympians box set, clicked the first one that popped up, didn't read the description at all, and just went with it. And that entire, I went so long without even realizing that it was a British version of the book. I thought that was so funny. Hands down, though, I will agree. I will say, hands down, Lightning Thief was so good, beginning to end, and Titan's Curse was so good. I loved Titan's Curse. Battle for the Labyrinth. That was called Battle. Is it Battle for the Labyrinth or Battle of the Labyrinth? Battle of the Labyrinth was really good. I liked that. I liked that one. I liked the stakes that they set in book 4. That really hammered in the prophecy that you hear about throughout this whole series. And then book 5 is just everything coming together. They laid all the breadcrumbs, and it's just page after page after page of just either consequence or reward. It's just one chapter is a consequence, one chapter is a reward. You don't know which one you're going to get until you either finish the chapter or you pick up on the clues. Book 5 was just, it was so good. But I loved 3 the most. I do not know why I loved 3 the most. I can't really figure out why 3 is my favorite. Lightning Thief was an incredible story, and after reading the book, I was like, why the heck couldn't the movie do this? Why couldn't the movie do this? It didn't seem, it wouldn't be hard. After reading the book, I'm like, you literally had the pieces right here. Just visualize it. I rewatched the movie after finishing the first book just to see how much they got wrong, and holy crap. The first 10 minutes of the movie, I'm like, no, alright, moving on. It was just so bad. The movie itself, if you look at the movie as a Greek mythology fantasy book, or not book, fantasy movie, and have it not be attached to anything. Like, don't call it Percy Jackson and Olympians. Call it just, I don't know, Son of Poseidon or something. It would have been a good movie. But the reason why I think it failed is because it had the balls to call itself an adaptation. No. Alright, I missed a few things in chat. Hang on a second. You can give it to me if you want. If you want the British box set, I got it right here. I finished the books. If you want them, I can find some way to give them to you. But yeah, I finished the books. TV show is pretty much scene for scene. It was crazy how much I remember. The first episode of that was scene for scene. I loved it so much. It does take its own. It does do its own thing as you continue the season, and I did pick up on that in the book. I made sure I finished the book before I finished the show because I wanted to read the book almost side by side. But after having to wait weeks for the next episodes, having to wait a week for the next episode, I couldn't wait that long, so I just sat in bed and read more of Lightning Thief. It was so good. The ending is a bit different. I kind of wish the ending of the book matched the ending of the show, because the ending of the show didn't really make it seem like you could do 5 seasons, because they don't establish that pendulum swinging down. They don't establish that end goal in the show. They establish it in the book. It's like the last 4 pages. They're like, oh crap, that's something we're gonna have to deal with in 2 years. In the show, it's like, oh, I guess we'll have to worry about that next summer. Like, it's not. There's no stakes in what they did with the show. The book really made me. Well, the book made me mad because I was like, I can't believe that's how it ends. Like, are you serious? And my sister's like, that's what the whole series is about. You go after Luke. I'm like, I gotta read the second book now. So I like ran to my room, grabbed the second book, and I was like, I'm reading it now. I don't care if the finale hasn't come out yet. I'm reading the book now. So, and I will say, the second book's not my favorite. Rachel calls it, my sister, sorry, I keep saying my sister without saying her name. Rachel calls it a sophomore slump. The second book or the second season of a show is never always that. It's never as good as the first season, and it definitely does. Definitely shows in the beginning of the book. Like, it's not bad. I don't hate the second book, but it's not as good as 3 and nowhere near as good as 1. But I will say the second book does have it does redeem itself in the end of the book. I loved the second half of that book. Sea of Monsters had its pros and cons. It made me hate a character at first, and then made me want to like do anything for this character to be happy. Like, I wasn't really vibing with this certain character in the book. And then, like, halfway through, I was like, I would give my firstborn child if to make this character safe and sound. Like, it would just would not want anything to happen to them. And, thinking a quarter of the way through the book that something did happen to them, and it made me very sad. But, like I said, it grew on me. It grew on me. The second book is definitely, it takes a bit to get good, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. I felt it was a good movie on its own, but no, it's not up to... Yeah, it wasn't up to the standard. Absolutely not. And then Sea of Monsters was just a train wreck. That movie had a few funny scenes in it. A lot of them that I kind of wanted in the book. Like, I was kind of hoping those funny scenes of dialogue were taken from the book. They weren't, so that's a little upsetting. But the "don't walk on my roof" joke, I hear I see getting memed over and over again. And then when they're when they're on the island, and they're like, "Who's that? Is that Clarice?" And then you hear like this like angry woman like almost cursing to someone, and Logan's like, "Yep, that's her." Logan, my bad, not Logan. Percy. The actor is Logan Lerman. Yeah, the actor is Logan Lerman. I just called him Logan. Percy. His character's name is Percy. Um, oh man, I can't double jump, so I can't get that mini kit. That sucks. Same as the Dawn Treader movie. I don't know what that is. Should I know what that is? Am I showing fake fan? Should I know what that is? I don't know what that is. It was the third Narnia movie. Oh, okay, I didn't see. Yeah, I didn't see that. I saw Lion Witch in the Wardrobe, and I think I saw Prince Caspian. I think that's all I saw. Was what crashed that ship, ironically. Gotcha. Yeah. Oh, you're in the UK. Oh, I gotcha. I see. Okay. So, yeah, I don't know if the shipping's in it. That might not be cost effective, Josh. Sorry. The books have been out for quite some time. I bet you could probably find like PDFs of them. Like, probably find um, like a digital file. They've been out for quite some time. Definitely look into uh, not Nook. What is it? Kindle. They should have them. Definitely. You need to hydrate. Oh, I didn't see that. I need a refill. That's what I need. Oh, that was just straight. Mm. I filled it with Gatorade powder because I needed something more than just water. And I just hit the bottom of the bottle, so that was just straight syrup. Mm. Oh, that was oof. Sour. Oh god. It was like if you know when you drink like chocolate milk and you don't stir it enough, so you get to the bottom of the cup and it's just that like residue at the bottom, but it still kind of gets in there. It's ugh, gross. Yeah, sorry. I didn't see the hydrant notification until you mentioned it in chat. I don't have my notifications on. I should probably do that, huh? Hmm. Let me see if I can do that real quick. How long would that take? Oh, they released Trunks, Android 17, and Android 18 into Fortnite. That's cool. I already spent way too much money on Deadpool Wolverine, so I'm not buying that. Hang on a second. I can probably get this to work real quick. I just gotta get the browser source. I guess I have to activate it? I don't know. It's in there. Ah! Pay no attention to the random thing that just took over my screen. The hell? Alright. I'm going to test it real quick. Send test. Alright, cool. That works. That's for following, but... Channel points? Did it... Is that gonna work? There we go. Alright, cool. Alright, so that should work now. Alright. Yeah, I had to reinstall OBS on my computer. So I had to redo all my settings again. So I must have missed the browser source as part of it. All right, cool. So that should work out. All right. Huh. What was I doing? Or talking about before? I can't remember. Alright, I gotta joy buzzer this. You take the box. It's like a baggage claim to hell. So I guess Delta Airlines. Because we're Delta Airlines. And life is a nightmare. Do I just... I can't shoot it. Is it just over there now? Oh wait, I'm immune to this stuff. I can just walk it. Kind of forgot. Oh, ad time. Pull the lever. You know, while there's an ad, I'm going to go get a refill of water. That's what I might do. While there's an ad, I'm going to do that real quick. Oh. Ah. It's still pretty bitter. Because it still has the Gatorade syrup. Just kind of mixed in there. Ugh. Ah, yeah, that's going to be an interesting one. Glacier Freeze Gatorade, I love you so much, but when you're in powder form, you just make things a lot harder to enjoy. You are cheaper in the long run, and you are much more cost effective, but boy, you are a hassle. Oh, man. Hmm. What am I supposed to do? Can I get... I can't get Scarecrow over here yet. I need... something. I'm assuming has to do with... I don't know. Oh, I can control the crane. Gotcha. Button. Button. All right, cool. Usually some high value studs hiding in corners like this. No? Really? Disappointed. Okay. Can Joker do anything here? Nope. It's gotta be Scarecrow. I guess that makes sense. Open the gates! Die! You shouldn't have opened the gates. You fool. What are your favorite Lego? What is your favorite Lego Batman game? Oof. That is a tough one. Man, I wish the laughing gas was a move you could do. That is a tough one. I want to say it's 2. 3 is great, and I love the DLC levels of 3. But I really think 2 is probably my favorite. It was the first ever Lego game with voice acting. It was the first ever Lego game with whatchamacallit, with a movie tie-in with Lego. I think it was called Lego DC Superheroes, something like that. Like, Lego Batman 2 really laid down the foundation for Lego outside of just games. I really think if we didn't have a game like Lego Batman 2, we wouldn't have the Lego movie. We wouldn't have Lego Dimensions, Lego Jurassic World Netflix shows. We wouldn't have any of that if we never got Lego Batman 2. Lego Batman 2 was definitely a huge stepping stone for the Lego name that really expanded on what a interlocking brick system toy can do. It really pushed the envelope. Like, the voice cast alone was incredible. Troy Baker, Clancy Brown, I think Tara Strong made a few cameos in there. Had like Nolan North, and then when you got into like that was the first Lego game with voice acting, and it picked the best one to do it with. I don't think it would have been as hyped if they did an original Lego game like Lego City Undercover first. I don't think it would have gotten as much hype as it did. Lego City Undercover is a great game, and if anyone says it's not, they're lying or they haven't played it. Lego City Undercover is such a great game, and it is something that Lego City fans, when the Lego.com website existed and had games, that is what fans wanted. They wanted an open world Lego game set in Lego City. You're a detective, a cop, whatever you choose to be. Just go. It's Lego GTA at that point. Like, it was incredible. But if it came out first, if that was the first game they did in terms of a first ever voice acting Lego game, I don't think it would have gotten the recognition it deserved. Because it was an original game to the point where it didn't have any it didn't have a property to endorse it, except for just the Lego part of it. Choosing Lego Batman to be your spearhead into the voice acting, into the other forms of media, was a perfect choice. Because A, it's Batman, you're not gonna lose. You also had you had other DC superheroes get introduced, you had other DC villains get introduced, you had an incredible open world to explore. Like, you could explore Gotham City in its entirety. Like, Arkham didn't even get to do that. Arkham City, maybe. Arkham Knight, kind of. But, like, Lego Batman 2, I, I don't understand why that was the first and honestly the biggest one we got. Like, Lego Batman 3 had a pretty big open world, but that's because it had multiple worlds to explore, that they were able to condense each world into a very small sphere. Like, that's kind of how they got away with that. They gave you so much. They gave you so much to go to, but they only gave you so little in each world. Lego Batman 2 had one area, so they gave you as much as you could go to. It was just, it was so good. It was. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Lego Brick Adventures. Be sure to click subscribe so you know when the next episode comes out, and ring that notification bell so you'll be the first to jump into the next exciting episode of Lego Brick Adventures with Lego Batman. Till next time, I will see you all later. Bye.